Source Mimirs. This is the story of how I rediscovered an ancient stone circle. And for all of you that are expecting another Stonehenge, sorry, you're about to see stones in a circle. 2,000-year-old stones that have been placed there by our ancestors. But stones, no more, no less. My parents have a summer house on the island of Usedom, in the northeast of Germany. As long as I know, we have a map in the summer house, used for showing friends new to the island the general layout of the island. But this map came with strange markings on it. Some of them even stranger. Großsteingrab. Big stone grave. Or some stones with names, like Teufelsstein, meaning devil's stone. This week, when looking to visit some friends off the island in Hohendorf, I looked at the map to see which way to go. And I found out there was even a stranger marking right on the fold of one of these old torn map, reading Steinteits von Netzeband. A quick Google search didn't show anything with the name of Steinteits. On Google Maps there was nothing at this place. This piqued my interest. So it wasn't long that with some friends I was on the way to this Steinteits of Netzeband. We are driving on roads, or let's say paths, that were really dusty, and we are happy that we were there in a warm season where it hadn't rained for almost a week. So I think with some rain or just a little moisture, these roads would have been unpassable by our normal German street-going cars. But still, these roads were really rough, and it doesn't really show in these pictures. We didn't miss the irony that we were fairly close to the Autobahn, yet with our cars we crawled along this dusty path, barely exceeding walking speed. We followed this old trusted map, but when we came to the place where the old trusted map had placed the Steintanz, there was nothing to be found but a wide open field. Clearly the map was wrong. So we followed along this path, the dusty path with huge potholes, until we got to Netzeband, and where we finally had some more internet reception and found out the place that we are looking for wasn't called Steinteits, it was called Steinkreis of Netzeband. And but even for this, there's nothing on Google Maps. But on OpenStreetMaps, there is a place called Steintanz von Netzeband. So this Steinkreis, meaning stone circle, also goes by the name of Steintanz, meaning dancing stones or stone dance of Netzeband. So earlier, when we traveled along this path, this dusty path, we didn't take a right. Now knowing this, we could make our way to the Steinkreis of Netzeband. And we even found a stone along the major path, so to say, that was supposed to mark the way to the Steinkreis. Talking to locals, I found out that this stone had been placed there sometimes in the 70s, and thinking about this, it makes it even more impressive that where we are on our way to a stone circle 2000 years old or even older, and yet there was a stone placed by us modern humans merely an eye blink of history ago, not even 50 years, and it's toppled over, rendered by nature unreadable. Here we parked our car and made the last bit of walking on foot to the Steinkreis. It wasn't nice walking. It was in the shade of the tree of the woods, but there were a lot of insects and mosquitoes trying to eat us alive on the way there. And bear in mind, it was really dry and warm weather, but still on this path there were some muddy passages, and I can imagine that if it had rained, you shouldn't be afraid of mud going to this Steinkreis. Okay. There it was, the stone circle of Netzeband. Stones standing tall as a man, just waiting there for 2,500 years. Stones with strange markings on them. No one could say why or how these scratch marks got etched into the ancient stones. Here another tall stone, and in the foreground the pathetic attempt of us modern humans to place a bench there, maybe some 20 or 30 years ago, and just some concrete stills remaining of this endeavor. There is a Wikipedia page in German for this Steintanz of Netzeband. It states that it was rediscovered in 1826, and some researchers did some digs within the stone circle itself, and here you see the dark stones, and some outlines of stones. The outlines of stones are the stones that originally stood there, but have been removed by some good Christian forest workers, I suppose, in 1888. And the dark stones, the dark circle, so to say, are the remains of this ancient stone circle today. This is how the stone circle greeted us on this nice summer day. You see the brushes in the middle, and the circle by itself, fairly big. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe if you want more of this. Until next time, Alebias.